Title: TIFU by having sex with my GF after swimming. Excuse me for my English. It's not my first language. Well, this happened a few minutes ago and I'm still naked while writing this. I'm on holiday with my girlfriend and today is our last day. We went swimming at the beach and were diving from a platform. I got a lot of water in my nose from each jump, but I was doing completely fine afterwards. We had lunch together and we drove for 2 hours to our hotel. We talked about celebrating the last evening with something nice. We checked in a really nice room, with a large shower. After taking a shower together, I went down on her, and we started in the missionary position. Well, I didn't expect this to happen. Title: TIFU by having sex with the father of a woman I dated at a later date. Okay. So yeah, it's messed up. This happened years ago. So, here's the deets. A few years ago I met a bisexual dude who was around 25 years older than me. I was 23 at the time. We met through an app similar to Grindr. We meet up, hook up, end of it. Never met again. Around 2 weeks or so later I start dating this 20-year-old girl. Things are going okay and about 3 weeks in the relationship we are walking through a park when she stops me and tells me that her dad is there and I should meet him. It's a bit soon, sure, but it's not like formal or anything, so I agree. Lo and behold though, her daddy is the dude that was calling me daddy a few weeks back. We both freeze and stare at each other in absolute horror, not knowing what to say. We awkwardly shake hands. Girl attributes it to nervousness. 2 weeks go by and one day she calls me to meet up. When I get there she is absolutely fuming. Like, I can literally see smoke coming out. She goes off on me about how could I possibly do this to her. I obviously have zero clue what she is on about. She tells me that her dad came clean to her and her mom about being bisexual and told his daughter, my GF, to break up with me so he can be with me. And apparently it was my fault because I was the one that turned him gay. So she throws a plastic container at me and storms off. Never heard from any of them again. Title: TIFU by asking a co-worker going through an emotional and unpleasant divorce if she wanted to date. I am the manager at a local coffee shop. A new employee that normally worked at a different location was covering a shift for someone at my store. I reached out to her usual manager to ask if there was anything I needed to know about her before we were to work together. The only thing her manager told me was that she was a good employee and that she was going through an awful divorce and sometimes needed emotional breaks. Fast forward and we are working together. I am making drinks and she is taking orders. Everything is going fine. She takes an order and puts the cup down and tells me it's a latte. Straight up. To imply no flavoring. I repeated it back, straight up. She replies, straight up. I reply, now tell me, is it gonna be you and me together? Quote. Finishing the lyric to the song, Straight Up, by Paula Abdul. It became clear by the immediate change in the look on her face that she was not familiar with the song and took it as me hitting on her. I was mortified and had to explain that I was referencing a song. Title: TIFU. I asked my sister who died and she responded, this happened yesterday and still feels so bad right now. I am a very sarcastic person. My sister is an amazing person. Yesterday, I asked her if she's able to drive me to an appointment and she agreed. During my appointment, her gyn doctor called her and she's able to rush quickly to see her. My sister was 5 months pregnant. So she rushed and left me at my doctor appointment and agreed to pick me up afterwards. An hour later, she came, picked me up and said, I have bad news. I thought she got a parking ticket or something, so I responded, who died? She responded, the baby. She was 5 months pregnant, so it was a fetus. I was a bit confused because I wasn't expecting that response. She chuckled, but responded, "Not the response you were expecting." Huh? She was very forgiving about my sarcasm. We drove to home and bought takeout and desserts to help cope with the sad news. Update: she had to drive back home to discuss options with her husband. Yes, the unborn baby is still inside her. She is having an induced labor tomorrow. Title: TIFU by spending $200 on Reddit. Spent $200 on Reddit on mobile. Not real familiar with Reddit, right? Made an account over quarantine because why not? Nothing better to do. I usually just lurk on my free time, bought coins one time like $10. I'm a fucking idiot. Been working 7 days a week, first 3-day weekend I've had. And I've been drinking. See some art. The art is good. And want to give an award which I still don't necessarily know how it works. I am dumb and click on a sparkly award and I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, that's one. Turn in. I put my password in talking to my boyfriend, then realized a minute later I'm an idiot. I'm just drunk and I read the price wrong. Nope, check bank account. Shame me for spending money on virtual awards. But I really hope it perks up the artist day. Wish they actually got the money. Edit. Update: I went to bed after posting this and I'm a bit hangover. Thank you for the awards, kinda ironic lol. As far as the art, it was for Animal Crossing lol, but none less good. It was all the cats and the artist actually messaged me and thanked me. Not sure if I should share, don't want to put that person on blast for my dumb stupidity. I guess you get 6 months of premium, not sure what that actually means, but whatever. As far as contacting Reddit or Apple. Yes, Apple, I had to put my password in to confirm the purchase. It's my own damn fault being fucking stupid. I might contact them and see how it goes. Can't wait to tell my S.O. Title: TIFU by wrecking my ass, a toilet, and my dignity, all in the span of one night. So this is my obligatory. This actually happened 15 years ago, but I still feel the pain of it as if it happened today. Also, I know that sex sells on this sub. So I guess in a way this story is about me stretching my anus and screwing myself. As a teenager at a summer camp one year, the camp must have gotten donated like a metric ton of cheddar cheese, because they would have it cut up with every meal. Cubes of cheese just constantly. Every snack. Crackers and cheese cubes. Every meal. Spaghetti with a side of cheese cubes. Sloppy joes with cheese cubes. Soup and sandwich with a side of, you guessed it, cheese cubes. It was like dying and going to whatever Wisconsin considers heaven to be like. You have to understand that as an active 15-year-old male experiencing an unrestricted cheese pass for the first time, I love cheese with a passion that bordered on obsession. Some of you can already see where this is going. But as a naive teen, I didn't know then what I know now, as it pertains to cheese and one's ability to have a normal poop. So after days and days of eating almost nothing but cheese cubes, I developed an opiate addict level of constipation. Like, severe abdominal distress, barely able to function, experience labor contractions, sit on the toilet for an hour and cry. Constipation. Eventually one morning, I summoned the courage to ask the camp caretaker, "Can you please buy me some laxative from town? I am horribly constipated." Thank God. Later that morning, with X-Lax in hand, I boldly faced the rest of the day, blissfully unaware of the carnage set before me. That was, until evening time came. By the time evening chapel was a go at 7 p.m., the miracle of modern medicine had turned my body into a violent bathroom clearing, toilet clogging giant turd machine. Birth pangs start to hit me just as chapel time is about to start. As quietly as I can manage, I waddle to the bathroom, stopping along the way for the contractions to pass. I don't need a doctor to tell me I am fully dilated. This cheese baby is about to be delivered, and there is no doula in the world that is going to walk me through this. By the grace of God, I am utterly alone. I wish I could describe to you what happened over the course of the next 20 to 145 minutes. Time had no meaning to me anymore. But I think it's one of those repressed memories that my body won't let me recall. I remember the pain, and the groaning. And I remember crying tears of joy and relief that it was finally over. Looking back, I wish I had known what Lamar's breathing was, because I'm certain it would have helped. The thing about giving birth is that at least you get to hold a baby at the end of it. It's the miracle of life. Instead, I still had to find a way to make this painful memory flush. Imagine the irony of having to track down the same camp caretaker to now ask him for a plunger. I guess those laxatives worked, he said with a wink. You have no idea, buddy. I now know what it's like to be in prison, except I was the one hurting my own anus. In the end, it was a stick from the woods that saved my pride and smooshed that coke-incised log down that poor underpowered toilet. I only wish Reddit had existed back then, for perhaps I would have heard tale of a poop knife, which might have shielded my honor.